A very good morning, students. We are here now today for the last part of revision, and that is lesson number 3.4, leisure. Revision of this lesson is only remaining now. Rest all we have completed already, and after this revision we'll begin with the teaching of next lesson, that is from unit 4. 4.1 we'll see in the next video. Now here today lesson number 3.4 under revision section of your notebook. Write down 3.4 leisure, and who is the poet? William Henry Davis. Must write there every time. William Henry Davis. Name of the poet. William Henry Davis. Written? Fine. Now open your textbook, page number 74 of your textbook. Page number 74, lesson number 3.4, that is leisure. Opened? Keep open the textbook in front of you while writing the questions and answers. Clear, students? Okay. Shall I begin now? Fine. First question. Write the words from the poem that mean. Write the words from the poem that mean. Dash. First one. First word is worries or stress. First one, worries, WORRIES, worries slash stress. Write like this, worries slash stress, and dash. And which word is used in the poem for this meaning? Yes, you are right. The word used here in the poem is care. Which word is used? Care. C-A-R-E. Sorry. Done. So first word was worries or stress, and the word that means this in the poem is care. Sorry again. Second word, branches of a tree. Second word is branches of a tree. Dash. Which word is used for this meaning? Yes, boughs. Which is the word? Boughs, spelled correctly, B-O-U-G-H-S. Boughs. Branches of a tree means boughs, or boughs means branches of a tree. Third word, write one down, another students. Do not write one here and one there, because you may not get proper space while writing this way. Third one, a beautiful young girl. A beautiful young girl. Which word is used? Correct. The word used in the poem is beauty. B capital. Beauty. A beautiful young girl dash beauty. Next, fourth one, forest. Forests, F-O-R-E-S-T-S, forest. Which word is used in the poem? Yes, you are right. The word is woods, W-O-O-D-S, woods. Forest means woods. Last one under question number 1, fifth one, To look at something. To look at something. What does this phrase mean in the poem? To look at something means stare. Stare. S-T-A-R-E. Stare. Fine. So this was question number 1, short one. Write the words from the poem that mean. Now here you are expected to learn the words and their meanings. This question may be under match the pairs, or this way write the words from the poem that mean. So must know the meanings of different words while writing in the exam. Okay, not only for exam, we never study only for exams. Students, why do we study? To increase our own knowledge. Is it or not? Yes. Now question number 2. This question is available in your textbook, page number 74, question number 1. Say why. The same question we are going to revise under this revision section. Say where it is, not why. Say where. Write the same. Say where, dot dot ahead. First one, dot dot. First dot dot shows that where. There the word expected is where. You will write there in the question. Where do the cows and sheep stand? Write first one. Where do the cows and sheep stand? Where do they stand? Yes, beneath the boughs. Right. The cows and sheep stand. Answer this one. The cows and sheep stand beneath the boughs. Beneath the boughs. Full stop. Second one, drop one line between here. Students, do not write congested. Presentation is very important. Second one, where do squirrels store their food? Store their food. T-H-E-I-R. Their food. Where do they store? They hide in the grass. Is it or not? Yes. Answer. The squirrels store their food in grass. In grass. Done. Third one. Where do stars shine in the daytime? In the daytime. Can we see stars during daytime? No. So what did the poet say? The stars shine in the streams. Correct. Answer. The stars shine in the streams in the daytime. In the daytime. The stars shine in the streams in the daytime. Next one, fourth. Completed. Third. Fourth. Where does beauty's smile, beauty's apostrophe S, B capital again. Where does beauty's smile begin? Begin. Where does it begin? Yes, in the eyes. So answer will be beauty's smile, again with apostrophe S. Beauty's smile begins. Because there is does, we have to write begins. Begins in her eyes. In her eyes. This was question number 2. Now question number 3. Completed question number 2? Good. Question number 3. Write in question poetic device questions. Poetic device questions. Dash. Poetic device questions. Dash. First one. Write all the rhyming pairs. Write all the rhyming pairs in the poem. Write all the rhyming pairs in the poem. Then question, answer. The rhyming pairs in the poem are dash. Give dash, and as usual, like our own pattern, write one here and one there. Which all are the rhyming pairs in the poem? Just find out. How do you find out the rhyming pairs? Everybody knows. Still one more time I can tell you the ending words of the line. If they rhyme with the next ending word, these two are called as rhyming pairs. So now see which is the last word of the first line, care, and which is the last word of the second line, stare. So do they rhyme with each other or not? Care, stare, do they give the same pronunciation, same sound? Is it or not? If two words are giving the same sound, they are known as rhyming pairs or words. So first pair is care dash stare. While writing rhyming pairs, you should write this way, care dash stare. Now third line ending word is bows. Fourth line ending word is cows. Do they rhyme or not? Yes. So second rhyming pair is bows dash cows. Bows dash cows. Done. Third now. Which is the third rhyming pair? Yes. Pass dash grass. Pass dash grass. Next pair, fourth. Correct your daylight dash night. Daylight dash night. Fifth one, glance dash dance. Correct. Glance dash dance. Next rhyming pair, can dash began. Can dash began. And the last rhyming pair is care and stare. Even though it is in the first stanza, it rhymes in the last stanza also and must be mentioned as the last pair. So care and stare again will come in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th place. Okay. So 7th rhyming pair is again care and stare. Done? Good. So this was first question under poetic device questions. Second one now. As usual. Write the rhyme scheme of the poem. Write the rhyme scheme of the poem. Rhyme scheme of the poem. Rhyme scheme everybody knows. Still one more time I will explain you how to take out the rhyme scheme of the poem. Let us write the ending words of the poem one down another. First ending word is care, second is stare, third one is bows. You will also do with me on rough page somewhere. And cows. Those who know how to take out the rhyme scheme, no need for them. We have to write only 6 words. First 6 words. First ending words of the line. Should not take any word in the middle. Only ending words of the poem, of the lines in the poem. And next pair is pass. Sorry. Grass. Written. Now, how to take out the rhyme scheme? First word is care. So, here you have to mention small letter, alphabetical letter A, because alphabets begin with A only. So, A we will write here. Fine. Now, check whether this stare rhymes with care or not. Does it sound the same like care or not? Yes. If it sounds the same, here also you have to write A. Stare, care. Are they same or not? Similar sounding words. Care, stare. So, A if you are writing here and the next word also rhymes with that, mention there also A. Now, the third word is bows. Does this word rhyme with stare? Can we say bows, stare? Are they similar? Sound the same? No. Does this word sound with care? Bows, care? No, not again. So, bows sounds different than first these 2 words. So, here you have to write the next alphabetical letter, and that is B. Fine. B. Now, next word is cows. This word rhymes with which of these 3? Does it rhyme with care? Cows care? No. Cows stare? No. Cows bows? Yes. So, bows carries B and cows rhymes with bows. So, here also you have to write B. Done? Understood up to here? Okay. Next word now. Pass. With which does it rhyme? Find out. Pass care? No. Pass stare? No. Pass bows? Not at all. Pass cows? Not at all. So, it does not rhyme with any of these different word, different sound. So, next alphabetical letter, and that is C. Okay. And now last word is grass. Poem is longer, but we have to write. How we have to write, I will explain. Wait for a minute. Grass rhymes with which word here? Does it rhyme with care? Grass care? No. Grass stare? No. Grass bows? No. Grass cows? No. Grass pass? Yes. And pass carries letter C. So, here also you have to write letter C. Now, while writing rhyme scheme, first pair is A, comma. Give comma here. Then second pair is B, comma again. Third pair is C. So, while writing rhyme scheme, we have to mention first 3 pairs only, first 3 rhyming pairs, and they are like this: A, B, C, and so on. So, every time you have to mention this way, first 3 stanzas you have to check. Take out the rhyme scheme this way with alphabetical letters. B, B, C, C. Sometimes first and third rhymes, second and fourth rhymes, that time A, B. If first, third and fifth rhyme, then A, B, C, A, B, this way. Anyhow the rhyme scheme can be of the poem. So, while writing rhyme scheme, you have to write this way. A, B, C, and so on. Must use this word and so on. Finish. Over. It's very easy to take out the rhyme scheme of the poem, which is already explained. Everybody knows hopefully, but still if there is anyone who does not get till now how to take out the rhyme scheme, for him or her. Okay. Now understood? Good. Now finally tell me the rhyme scheme of the poem. What is the rhyme scheme of the poem? Write in answer. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A, comma, B, comma, C, not comma, and so on. This was second question under poetic device questions. Third one. Now third question. Write the collocations. What is meant by collocations? We have seen in the class. So, collocations means what? Pairs of words which come with each other. Generally, they are connected with each other. Okay. So, first word is, write this way. Write the collocations I am giving you. You have to find out which word pairs with that. First is, give here dash, time. Take down all four first question words and then we'll see answers. Second is, again dash, daylight. First word dash, time. Second word dash, daylight. Third word, beauties. B capital and apostrophe S, beauties. And fourth word, poor dash, beauties dash. So in the first word there is dash before time, second word dash before daylight, third word dash after beauties, and fourth word also after poor. Now let's find out from the poem which word comes with that, connects with that, pairs with that. That is called collocation. Spelling of collocations, C-O-L-L-O-C-A-T-I-O-N, collocations. Do not write co and location separately. Students, please write carefully. Collocations, C-O-L-L-O-C-A-T-I-O-N, collocations. First word is time. Let's find out from the poem which word comes with this word time. Here, check in the textbook. Which word has come before time? Where is the word time in the whole poem? Second line. Time has come. Which word is there before that? No. Correct. And the collocation is no time. Okay. This way you have to find out which word comes before the given word or after the given word. That pair is together called as collocation. Okay. No time. Now here, daylight. Which word has come? Yes, correct. Broad daylight. Broad daylight. Beauties, correct. Glance. Beauties, glance. And poor, life. Exactly. So understood what is meant by collocations. Okay. Spell correctly collocation word and then find out which word comes before the given word or after the given word. Pair. Okay. So this was question number 3 under question number 3. Now fourth one under question number 3, poetic device questions. First one, take the question first. Name the figures of speech. Name the figures of speech used in the following lines. Used in the following lines. Very popular question and very interesting, liked by all of you. Figures of speech is an interesting question under poetry section. Every time we have to write there and everybody knows. Fine. So first one under that, name the figures of speech used in the following lines was the question. Under that, first line is second line of the poem, first stanza, second line. We have no time to stand and stare, question mark. We have no time to stand and stare. Write the same way as it is written in the poem, but one more thing. Put apostrophe, inverted comma, single inverted comma. Okay, for the given line you have to use single inverted comma. So write in single inverted comma, we have no time to stand and stare. Question mark must come before the inverted comma completes. There are some rules for that and hopefully you all know that. Written? Now tell me which are the figures of speech used in the given line. We have no time to stand and stare, question mark. So first figure of speech is alliteration. Write in answer first, alliteration, spell correctly. alliteration, alliteration. How? There is no need to explain in the answer, but still, how can you say that it is alliteration figure of speech? Because the sound of the letter S is repeated for poetic effect or better poetic effect. Sound of the letter S, stand and stare, is repeated or not? Yes. So it means alliteration figure of speech. There is one more figure of speech used in the same line. Who can tell me? After looking at the question mark, which is that? Yes, interrogation. Which is the figure of speech, another used in the same line, and that is interrogation, or we call it rhetorical question. Here in interrogation figure of speech, a question is asked by the poet and answer is not at all expected. Okay, for poetic effect again. So all these poetic devices are used to enhance the poetic effect by the poet. Okay. So first line carries two figures of speech. First one is alliteration and second one is interrogation. Spell correctly. Second line. Again in single inverted comma. The line in the fifth stanza of the poem. Fifth stanza, first line. No time to turn at beauty's glance. No time to turn at beauty's glance. Inverted comma complete. No time to turn at beauty's glance. Completed? Okay. Which figure of speech here? Yes, correct. Metaphor. Which is the figure of speech here used? Metaphor. METAPHOR, spell correctly, metaphor, hidden comparison. Okay, metaphor means what? Hidden comparison. And there is one more, that is alliteration. The sound of the letter T is repeated for better poetic effect. So second one is alliteration. First one is metaphor, second one is alliteration. Okay. Third line now. Now in third line, single inverted comma, fourth stanza whole fourth stanza of the poem, and that is, no time to see in broad daylight, comma, in first line. Second line, streams full of stars like skies at night. Again question mark. Okay. So write from no time to see till at night. No time to see, comma, in broad daylight, comma again, streams full of stars, comma, like skies at night, question mark. Understood? Got the lines in the textbook? Okay. Fourth stanza, no time to see in broad daylight, streams full of stars like skies at night, question mark. Inverted comma completes. Now here in these two lines there are minimum 3 figures of speech used. Which all are they? Yes, first one is alliteration. Again, first figure of speech is, write in answer dash alliteration, because the sound of the letter S is repeated for better poetic effects. Streams, stars, skies. Is it repeated or not? Yes. So, alliteration is the first one. Then, there is question mark. So, again, when a question is asked in the poem, the whole poem is the best example of interrogation figure of speech. Everywhere the poet has asked a question, but answer is not expected. Okay. So, second one is interrogation. This one, right? INTERROGATION, interrogation. You can write in the bracket rhetorical question also if you want. Interrogation. Third one is, a third figure of speech is used, and that is antithesis. Spell correctly, antithesis. A capital ANTI dash THESIS. Should I repeat again? ANTI hyphen between THESIS. Antithesis means what? When in the poems, in the lines, given lines, if two words which show opposite meanings are used, two words which show opposite meanings, antonyms, pair of antonyms is used in the poem, that time we can say that antithesis figure of speech is used in the poem or in the given lines. Now in this line, particularly in these two lines, no time to see in broad daylight, streams full of stars like skies at night. Which are the opposite meaning words? Yes, the words are daylight and night. These are two opposite meaning words. So, if this way opposite meaning words are used in the poem in the given lines, antithesis figure of speech is used. Okay? Done. So, this was question number 4. under question number 3, poetic device questions. We have taken only 3 lines. This way you can find out from the whole poem which all figures of speech are used in each and every line. Okay, then you can become experts, masters in finding out the figures of speech used in the poem. It's very interesting job, is it or not? Yes. Now last question. As usual, everybody knows what can be the last question. Under poetry section, every time we take the same question as last. Take down. Question number 4. Write a critical appreciation of the poem in single inverted comma leisure. Write the title of the poem. Inverted comma completes and then full stop. Write a critical appreciation of the poem leisure, full stop. Now what is critical appreciation? Everybody knows, but if you do not know how to write the appreciation of the poem, you can go through my video which I have already uploaded last year, and in that video I have explained fully in detail how to write the appreciation of the poem, point wise also, critical also. So you can take help of that video because here we cannot explain that in vast. If anybody wants, I will explain again. Okay. So here we end the revision part of unit 3. From next time we will begin with 4.1, teaching of the poem. So till next time, bye students.